Climate change is one of the biggest threats to humanity we've ever faced, and with growing conversation around the environment, there's been a huge shift from consumers to find greener solutions to pretty much anything. From clothes to food purchases, searches for sustainable goods have increased by 71% in the last 6 years. So as awareness of our personal impact on the planet grows, the public is placing more emphasis on corporations to do their bit as well. But while pressure may have prompted some positive steps in businesses, for others this has led to a rise in greenwashing. So what is greenwashing? Well, it's advertising intended to mislead consumers who prefer to buy goods and services from environmentally conscious brands, aiming to draw them in with false claims about how eco-friendly they are. And this happens across all industries. The ones that cause the most traction is oil and gas and food companies. Now, greenwashing does actually have an impact on what we buy. In a study by the Behavioural Insight team, they found that over half of consumers believed that greenwash claims were a reliable source of information about a company's eco-practices. This is so widespread that in 2019, the London Assembly called on the Mayor, Sadiq Khan, to stop doing business with companies that greenwash. So how do you spot greenwashing? Well, on lots of advertising for products, companies use buzzwords to make you think they're environmentally friendly. According to The Zero Waster, buzzwords that often don't mean anything are words such as biodegradable, environmentally friendly, ethical, plastic-free, and natural. Product-wise, lots of companies also use earthy colours like browns and greens to also make you think that they're climate conscious. Now, just because these products or services say these phrases doesn't mean that they're environmentally unfriendly, but it's worth checking in greater detail if you're about to pay a premium based on the fact that you think it's environmentally friendly. So what impacts does greenwashing have on Londoners, and what can we do to crack down on it? Well, I spoke to Leonie Cooper earlier this week. She's a London Assembly member and chair of the Oversight Committee, and she told me about what she wants to happen for the capital. Are there any kind of specific companies in London that you guys have found out to be greenwashing?
One company that has been brought to me regularly by Londoners has been Innocent, who in their very name want to give the impression that they're very good. And yet people have come to me and sort of started to dig into the way that they process things, where they get their ingredients from, their manufacturing processes, and have started to call them out. And I think, Londoners are on the case. It's not just the Mayor or the London Assembly. I think Londoners are very sharp on these issues. And so they're the ones who are coming to us and saying, come on, guys, these are the people that, you shouldn't. I mean, we don't especially work with Innocent at City Hall, but obviously for Londoners, when people are making choices, when they go into supermarkets for food and drink, and when they're choosing, for example, where they're going to get their energy from. Now, that's something that the Mayor was very keen to make sure that Londoners had a good choice in terms of renewables, and so has been working with Octopus Energy and has himself been offering London Power as an alternative.
So you've been really kind of ahead of the curve with calling out greenwashing, especially around the capital. You've called the Mayor to stop doing business with companies that are participating in greenwashing. How do you think London as a city is doing?
So I think the most important thing that London can do, and that's something that I have also been calling for, is to make sure that when the Mayor is engaging people to work with City Hall on a day-to-day basis, that we're not working with companies that we think are greenwashing. But also the other aspect is where we have investments, and obviously we have the London Pension Authority, which looks after the investments for both the London Pension Fund Authority and TfL, and that is quite a lot of money, that we're not putting those large sums into companies that we think are greenwashing.
So, what do you guys think? Have you been greenwashed by a product in the past? Let us know in the comments below.